a bottle of white, a bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. They say in vino veritas. To that I say, let's raise a glass.
Welcome back to Got Knowledge, where you'll not only brush up on your blind tasting skills, but also enhance the enjoyment of your next glass of wine. My name is DeniZe, your virtual partner in wine. Tonight's session in How to Taste, a guide to enjoying wine by Jancis Robinson is Assessing Quality. Granted, part of the focus of this video series is to polish our blind tasting skills. However, we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that we're also here to enhance our wine experience, and therefore, our enjoyment. And if your idea of enhancing your wine enjoyment doesn't include playing, "What's that wine?" tasting blind is still a useful exercise. Why? Because you're free to assess the quality of any wine you drink based on what your palate tells you without being swayed by price or label. So when our palates talk to us, what are we supposed to hear? We're supposed to hear what our palates have to say about the wine's balance and length. These are the two most obvious indicators to quality. When assessing the balance of a wine, think of sweetness, acidity, tannin, and alcohol as voices in a quartet. And the goal of any quartet is not for one voice to be heard over the others, rather for all four, sweetness, acidity, tannin, and alcohol, to blend in perfect harmony. If that's what your palate is telling you, you have yourself a well-balanced wine. Once you've determined the balance of a wine, you can then start measuring its length. This is when the pleasure of the wine's flavor lingers in your mouth and nose after swallowing. Whether a wine continues to intrigue you with its layers of flavors and nuances for a brief second, a few minutes, or several hours will be your indicator of its length. If you paid a lot for the wine, this is your return on your investment, your ROI, that continues paying you dividends in savoring pleasure long after you've drained your glass. And if it was an inexpensive wine, congratulations! You've stumbled upon a great wine at a bargain price. Before closing, I'd like to leave you with some food for thought on price, balance, and length. When it comes to price, the difference between expensive and inexpensive wines couldn't be greater. However, ironically, the difference in quality between both expensive and inexpensive wines is, according to Robinson, probably narrower than it has ever been. When it comes to a wine's balance, all well-made wines should be balanced by the time they're ready to drink, whether it's a pricey Meursault or Pomerol, or a standard Chardonnay or Merlot. And as for a wine's length, granted, a fine Meursault or Pomerol is likely to be a greater wine, with layer upon layer of flavor intriguing your palate hours, if not days on end. A basic Chardonnay or Merlot can also be just as enjoyable. Think about it. If invited to a formal gathering or a backyard barbecue, we come dressed for the occasion, right? Doesn't it also make sense to drink pressed for the occasion? Even our palates need downtime now and then. Time to kick off their shoes and loosen their ties. The Austrian mystery writer Johannes Mario Simmel said it best. It needn't always be caviar. Well, this closes Chapter 2 in How to Taste by Jancis Robinson. Tune in next time for Chapter 3, The Raw Material. Thank you for joining me, and remember, got knowledge? Pass it on. A bottle of red, a bottle of white, it all depends upon your appetite. I'm here next week, so do drop by. Arrivederci, ciao, goodbye.